Hi everyone, today I thought I would do this lovely bunny. He's sort of quite Eastery and spring-like, and so I thought he would be fun. Now he is from Miniature Enchanted Forest. He is in the main Enchanted Forest book too. So if you would rather do a slightly bigger version, then the main book has him in as well, so you don't have to do the mini book. I'm just using the mini book because it's the only one. I haven't got a main book on the go at the minute, so I'm using the mini one. Now I've decided that because it's spring, I want to use these colours, these pastels. These are there's the box, Kores Pastel Pastel. I put a link in the description. Now the name is slightly just reordering them again. The name's slightly confusing because it indicates they're pastels. They're not pastels, they're pastel colours. So they're proper pencils in a range of pastel colours, which is lovely. So I'm just reorganising them. The only thing is this one, this yellow, is quite neon-y, but we have a nice more muted one as well. And what we're going to do is just do some pastel colouring. I'm going to start with this yellow. Now they don't have names or numbers, so this is just the yellow. So if you're trying to use your set, it might be tricky. I've got the 12 set. There is a 24 set as well. So you will have to just sort of guess, I'm afraid. Now I'm not going to do any fancy colouring with some of these spaces because they're very small. So I'm just going to fill this in the yellow colour, and that's it really. There's it's quite tricky to shade, to do different. If you build up the colour when it's this pale, it doesn't really change the intensity very much. Not like with a more intense colour. So there we go. That's that one. I'm just moving along in the rainbow, so this is the orange, but I'm not going to put it next to it. I'm going to pick a different something else. Let's go up here. Let's do this one in the ear with the orange. So I hope you're all well. This is really more of a colour and chat because there isn't much to tell you about. I'm just putting colour down in spaces really, and giving you a few ideas hopefully. But I've had a nice day so far. I had a lovely walk in the sunshine along the canal. I dropped a few books. This is a sort of salmony pink. Dropped a few books off. Along our canal there's a little community book. I think it's called, they call it a library, but it's an open bookshelf. It's under the viaduct where the railway goes over, so it's protected from the weather. I'm actually doing the whole of this, leaving this colour. I sort of ignore Johanna's detailing, it'll just shine through and do its thing. So I popped some books there, and then took a bag of old toys to the charity shop, bits and bobs of the children's. I've been having a sort out, and I put some things by that I didn't think they'd want anymore and popped them in a bag, and got them to check, and got rid of those. There's a lot of other things to go through as well. I'm sort of generally spring cleaning really. I was having a sort out to try and make a dedicated recording space in my office, and I need to move a lot of things around and tidy up, and get rid of things as well to make room. So that's what I'm sort of doing bit by bit, slowly. If I can just do a little bit each day, then it'll get done. So that's exciting. I popped into town, had to pick up a prescription for my husband. This is a pink. He's not poorly, he just takes some medication all the time. He's okay. And so I had to pick that up. Had to queue for 10 minutes, and then they said it would take 10 minutes. And then I had to wait again. And I'd left my son here, he was studying at home. I said, oh, it won't be too long. So I thought, oh, I'm going to be ages. And here we have a more magenta-y pink. Where should we go for that? Down here, I think. Oh no, tail. Let's do the tail. And so I was ages. I was thinking, oh gosh, I'm doing that bit a bit lighter. I'm going to do this really sort of just a light touch. And obviously bunny's tails are white, and so are dandelions, but this is a unique bunny. There we go. And then I had to post a letter. That was easy. This is the purple. Going up here. I'm going to do both of these in purple because they're the same. And I had to pop a birthday card from my friend's daughter through her door, and I popped into her garden to go to her door, and she was in the garden, so we had a quick chat. It was lovely. We haven't seen each other for a long old time. We got together in November for coffee, and it's now March and we haven't had a catch up since then. And this is a purpley blue, and we've been friends for so long, 16 years, since our children were babies, maybe 15, but yeah, probably 16. And this is a nice colour, isn't it? And so we used to see each other a lot. When the children were at school, we do the school run together, but now we don't see each other as much. We had a very quick catch up. She had a list of chores to get through. I had to get back from my son, who thought I wasn't going to be long, and I think he was a little bit miffed. It was the first time I'd left him on his own for very long, and I was a lot longer than I said. I had my phone. He could have called me, but he didn't, and he was very distracted from his work apparently and didn't get much done. So that wasn't very good. But anyway, I had to go and do some jobs. Here's a different shade of blue. I think we'll go we'll go down here. So anyway, I had a lovely time. I had a very quick catch up. She was telling me what her daughter was going to be doing for her birthday, so that was nice, and talking about how well she's doing at college. It's her daughter and my boys are the same age. They're in the same academic year. I'm going to go over here. And they went to the same playgroup. They went to the same primary school, the same secondary school, and now they're at the same college. They haven't spoken to each other in school since they were about 7. They haven't fallen out. They talk to each other if we see them in the street, but they I think one of my sons says hello to her, but it's when they were in primary school, older primary school, if they spoke to each other, people would say, "Are you going out with each other?" And they were like, "Oh, for goodness sake, we're just friends." So they just stopped talking to each other because it was just embarrassing. So but they've always got on really well. In fact, we used to meet up in the holidays and they would play in the park and we would have a natter, or if my friend was at work, I would look after her daughter for her. And I wouldn't really look after her, there was nothing to do. She'd just play with my boys and I'd just, sit around. This is the lightest green, so that was nice. So it was lovely to have a quick catch up with her, and it was lovely and sunny. It was really nice weather. This one's a little bit neony as well, but that's okay. Right, we're going to have to double up on our colours now we've done all of them. I'm going to use this one again. I'm going to use it up here. Just because I've got it in my hand, I'm just going to use it again. I could have used every one twice, but we will. But I mean, at once. But anyway, and I had a nice walk along the canal as well. I'm not using this really neony yellow. I've decided not to use that. So we're going to go back down along the line. So we've used this green. I think it's that one. So we'll use it. Oh, we'll use it up here, look. I've got a bit up here to do. Now this one stretches all the way around, so I'm going to actually grab the colour that I want for that. See that orange up there, it's so far away. We use it here. You can have the same colour next to each other, but I sometimes try and spread them out a little bit. If you've got the 24 set of these, or 24 pastel colours, you can probably easily use one on an item. You wouldn't have to double up, but I don't mind doubling up, it's fine. You'd still have to think about how you were spacing them out. You could have done them in a sort of rainbow across the bunny. Pastel rainbow, that would be pretty, wouldn't it? I'm thinking about the main body, because when we're done with the flowers, we've still got the head and the legs. And of course, all I've left by is that neony yellow. I don't think I want him to be that colour. So I may have to grab a colour from a different set. Okay, there's our orangey colour. Where should we go next? Look, we're do our bluey green. I think that's that. It might be that. We'll do something down here out of the way anyway. There we go. So yeah, along the canal in the sunshine, really pretty. I didn't see many birds today. It was quite busy because I left a little bit later. I was also carrying some bags for the charity shop, and because it had toys in, it was rattling. So I think I might have been being a bit noisy. So I rattled along. Purpley blue, that's this one. So we need to pop it right over here. And it's going to be next to this blue, but that's okay. So yeah, I didn't see a lot. Saw a duck flying overhead. I didn't even see any ducks in the water. Something flew past my face. Sometimes a kingfisher gets that close, but I think it was probably not. I think it was more likely to be a blue tit or something like that. We've got our purple, which is here. So I'm going to do it down here, this one here. Gosh, another car outside. It's a lot of traffic in our little square. I guess there are from house, there's about 9 houses. So, and one of them is a lady who has a lot of deliveries, or people popping into the house to posting through the letterbox and things like that because of her job. This was the tail, wasn't it? Go up here, I think. And so she gets a lot of cars, and obviously people get deliveries. I think we're getting, since shops were shut for a while and we couldn't buy things apart from online, people have sort of got into the habit of ordering things online all the time. We've got another pink now. I think I'll do this big leaf in pink. So I think that's part of it. There's a lot of people getting deliveries. It's always exciting, getting a delivery. In fact, I was on the phone to my mum, and she, the doorbell rang, and it was the postman. He had 2 parcels for my dad. She was like, oh, that's exciting. And he appeared. I don't know where he'd been. He suddenly appeared. And she said, oh, you got 2 parcels. And he was opening them. She said, what's in them? He said, printer ink. Whoop. That was exciting. Here's that sort of salmony pink, which is that colour. And we've got these 2. In fact, we've got that one down there. Look, we do that one. So that wasn't very exciting, sadly. And we've got our yellowy colour, which we'll do for these. And then I think we're done. It was quite funny, actually. Yeah, so now we've got the bunny bits, and I'm not going to use those pencils, so we're going to go to something different. I'm just going to open my drawer, because I've got a few pencils here, old colours. I don't know why that's there. I want to stick with the sort of pastel-y tones. So I've got these 2, and I've got this is a whole bind, and it's a cork. and this is a beige Prisma. I think I'm going to use that Holbein. This one's a bit orangey. This one fits with what I want, really. So as I say, it's a Holbein cork, but you could use any sort of browny colour that's pastel-y. I want it to keep in with the pastel theme, as it were. Now, because this is pale, sorry, I was really shadowing it then. Because it's pale, we can't really do much in the way of shading. We're just going to do the whole of the background of the rabbit in this colour, really. This is quite fun to imagine that Johanna drew the rabbit and then drew all the leaves inside and then erased the outside of him. I don't know where I'm going, I'm just randomly colouring. Now we could do fur. We could come back in here with a darker brown and do some stripes of fur, or a white to put some fur in. I have been thinking about doing white. I always wonder whether to draw an ear around there. Sometimes I do and sometimes I don't. I don't think I'm going to this time, just because he's just not going to look like a real bunny because of his colour. So sometimes I try and make him look a little bit more realistic, but not this time. He's all sorts of colours, isn't he? I remember doing this actually in my very first copy of Secret Garden in the Inky Obsession colouring group, which used to be the most popular Johanna Basford colouring group. Really lovely, friendly group, and I'm still a member, and there are a couple of active members in there still, but I'm hoping that it might become more active again because it's a really nice group. They ran an Easter event. They don't run events anymore because there just aren't so many members. But and the idea was to I think you had to include a daffodil or something, which I did with I did this picture, and the version from as I say, might have been my second copy of Secret Garden, or my first. And I traced a daffodil from another Johanna Basford page and put it here, but it was only that big, it was a bit out of proportion. And I traced a tree from another page and put it up here. So, and did a sort of grass and sky background, and which was fun. I can't draw. I don't like saying I can't, but I don't like drawing, let's put it that way. And so tracing is good. I'm confident with that. I've got video on how to trace, but I think a lot of people know how to do it. I'm debating how far up to take this, because this is body round there. I'm thinking no, I'm just going to take it part the way up, and then I'll have a look at the end. It's easier to do too little and add to it than take any away. Anyway, yeah, so I did that, and that was fun. So, yeah, they used to have some great challenges in that group. I remember having to do one in the style of a famous artist. That was really challenging and fun. And, gosh, they had all sorts of things. They had one, you had to do a picture of a magical jungle and put a banana in it, which was really strange and fun. So they had some really fun things going on. Everyone was really nice. There's some really amazing people in there. But I don't know, the original founder of the group is occasionally in there, but I haven't looked for her on Instagram actually. I wonder if she's just colouring a different author. Some people sort of moved on from Johanna Basford, and I didn't. For ages I just kept colouring Johanna Basford, but then I got given books by other illustrators, so I just branched out a little bit. But that was, I think, that group Johanna used to come into quite a lot and chat to people, which was really nice. And it was, you know, in the early days, and ask for ideas or things like that. Occasionally I remember once she came in the group and liked and commented on all the pictures that had been posted that day. Everyone was so excited. Can you imagine? But it's a lovely group. So, but there are lots of colouring books groups on Facebook, and they vary in what they're like. Obviously, some of them aren't just Johanna Basford, and it depends what you colour. Now this looks a bit weird here, doesn't it? I think that shape's okay, but we need to sort of go up to there, maybe there. Let me just sit back and look at that. Maybe a little bit higher. Okay. Now we've got this bit to do. Now I quite like the idea of a black nose in a way, but I think that we don't want black in this pastel-y coloured picture. So I'm going to go for pink nose. I'm going to use the slightly lighter pink. Oh, it's cute, isn't it? And this bit, I think I'm just going to use this cork colour that we've been using, but in a lighter, much lighter touch. Like that. Okay, now I've been thinking about background for this. It doesn't necessarily need one, but I quite like the idea of doing something quite soft and pastel-y, sort of clouds. I did some pastel clouds the other day and I was really pleased with the technique. I'm going to try it again and I'll show you. So I've got a cloud template that I will link to in the description, which is here. It's got a sun on as well, but it's got these cloud bits on the edges. And I'm going to use some soft pastels. Oops, just moved my sharpener and it fell over. Now, we've got various colours in the soft pastels. I'll show you. These aren't Mungyo ones. I'm going to use this pink here, and I might use one of the purples as well, I think, and maybe a bit of blue. And you'll see. I'm going to build up a few bits of layers, and let's hope it works, because it did when I did it last time. I'm just going to grab some little cloth to apply the pastel with. They look dirty, they're just stained where I've washed them and reusing them. So let's zoom out a little so you can see the whole page. Then I don't have to keep moving it and fiddling. So I'm going to start with the pink. So I'm going to use a slightly dusky pink to start with. I'm going to put my cloud thing at an angle and just rub gently like that, and then try and fade up. Yep. And there it is. It's quite pale. That's what I'm looking for. This page I need to protect really. Hang about. Let's try and protect that a little bit. And now I'm going to go at a different angle, like that, from this side, get a bit more pink, and go along here and up, a little bit in there. Try not to get too much on the bunny, but just a little bit like that. And then we'll move down. We'll keep it at that angle over here, just for something a little different there. Like that. Where should we go next? We'll do a little bit there, like that. Maybe like that down here. I'm being very random. And then towards the bottom, one that will go the other way now. A little bit in there. My neighbour's out and about. I saw her this morning in her car. I don't think she spotted me. She drove past me. She probably didn't expect to see me out and about. I think she was concentrating on driving, which is always a good thing, isn't it? So there's that bottom bit. Okay, that's me done with the pink. You can see it's quite faded and light. I'm just going to brush away the loose bits of pink pastel, just so they don't sort of spread over the picture. Now I'm going to pick my purple and do some more. So we're going to sort of go into the gaps here. Try to keep it light. It's quite I picked a dark purple. That's okay, it'll work. I'm confident it'll work. So just pull it away from your template and then you get your cloud shape. There should we go. Do a little bit down here. Need some on this side, don't we? So we'll do a little diagonal across the corner, like that. Oh, I used a really dark, I've got the wrong colour though. And sort of that way. Just want to go lightly because I picked up too much colour. Okay, now we need blue. And I'm going to use a light blue. Oh, let's sweep away our bits. Put a bit of blue at the top here. I just thought we'd mix up some colours because our rabbit is multicoloured. So it might be fun to have some different colours in the sky. My neighbour's just come back from holiday. I can't remember where she was going. But, she was looking forward to getting away for a bit. That way. See, in places we're almost losing the cloud shape, but I think that's okay. It just gives me a sort of focus almost as to where to put the colour and how to put it down. We have gone over the page. I can erase that. I want another colour. I'm wondering whether we could do what to have some sort of pale yellows or oranges, really, wouldn't we? Greens even. Just looking, the oranges are really vibrant. I think I'll go for pale yellow and see how that works out to start with. It's going to turn some bits green or orange, which might be okay. It'll just give us a different colour. Singing then, mustn't sing on video. So, this is fun. I'm really enjoying this. Just putting different colours down, making this sort of pastel-y rainbow effect. Randomly. I think I'm going to leave it there. Let's give it a sweep. There he is. Oh, let's take away that. You would keep that piece. So as you can see, we've gone over the page here. We can just, if I hold that page down, I might make it dirty. erase that. And you can see I can just sweep that away and it's almost gone. It's a bit dirty still. It will disappear. Now I get asked about fixatives and things. Yes, you can use, it's actually quite sunny today, so I could use a fixative on this page. The fixatives tend to be a bit smelly, so they're not always the best to use in the winter or whatever, but can be used in the summer. So there's our rabbit with his sort of random cloudy background. You don't have to do the background like that, you don't have to do one at all, but I just thought it was fun to have a little bit of a mess around with something a bit different. So there he is, Easter Bunny I guess, or Spring Bunny, I don't know, but I think I enjoyed doing him anyway. So I hope that was okay for you. It wasn't anything too technical, but it was a bit of fun, wasn't it? So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day and happy colouring.